Anthony Fauci vanishes, Trump dominates at UFC, and Elon Musk wants to create a leaderboard for wasteful government spending. I'm Rob on the right. Let's go take a look.
If you look at the arena that was there at UFC last night, you saw the enthusiasm that was there. There is a cultural dynamic that it makes this base much more enthusiastic. That base says they want a cultural change as much as a policy change. And I think that needs to be unpacked more besides just the economic conversation. It goes deeper than that with Americans.
I tell you, folks, the times they are a-changing. Last night, Madison Square Garden was electric as Donald Trump entered the UFC arena to a standing ovation from over 20,000 roaring fans. But this wasn't just about the fight. It was a message. Trump rolled in with his dream team. Elon Musk, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy, Kid Rock, Joe Rogan, and of all people, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. Here's a picture of some of the crew enjoying McDonald's on the way to the fight. I guess there's no room at the big boys table for Mike, and you gotta love the look on Kennedy's face. Busted. These aren't just names, they're a declaration of intent. Again, Trump didn't just show up to enjoy the event. No, this is total political theater, my friends. Trump made it crystal clear to Johnson and the rest of the rhinos on the Hill that his cabinet picks aren't just his picks, but they're our picks. As CNN reluctantly admitted, this was a Roman Colosseum moment.
He's flooded the zone with these picks and forced Republicans to choose. And I think it's interesting to me that he brought Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. to the UFC event last night.
And it really looks like ancient Rome here. This is sort of the conquering Republican Caesar who's going into the Colosseum and everyone's cheering and he's got his political gladiators with him.
The message? Stand against Trump's nominations and you stand against the American people. Oh, and UFC fighter Jim Miller took it a step further. During his match, he gave a heartfelt shout out to Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. We'd love to show you that clip, but we might get hit with a copyright strike from UFC, so all I've got for you is this meme.
New York, I got one thing to say first. We need justice for Peanut, right? Like, you know, and it's not just the squirrel. It's all the kids that went hungry that night, and all the other things that the money and resources could have been put to.
I did give a shout out to Peanut, you know.
What prompted that?
You know, they raided a couple's home at gunpoint, so that means they're willing to kill them. They're willing for bad things to happen over a pet squirrel that has like lived inside for the last 7 years. But like as a taxpayer, your work, your effort went into confiscating a fucking squirrel.
Before we dive in deeper, I'm trying to build this channel in order to reach more people, so I'd appreciate it if you guys take a moment to like this video and subscribe. All right, let's talk about DOGE, Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. This isn't just about trimming the fat, this is a full-blown Javier Milei chainsaw revolution. Musk recently announced plans to create a public leaderboard showcasing the most insane examples of government waste. Imagine scrolling through X and seeing which bureaucrats wasted the most taxpayer money that month. That's accountability, baby, Musk style. Now take a look at this graphic. This is where it gets wild. The DOGE is already crunching numbers, and guess who's at the top of the waste leaderboard? Dr. Anthony Fauci's old department, the NIH. I don't think most Americans realize how big of a deal this is. The HHS has the single largest budget of any department in the entire federal government, almost $2 trillion a year. That's twice the amount we spend on the Department of Defense. Well, the Daily Mail looked deeper into it all and found some of the filth and mind-numbing projects that Anthony Fauci, Francis Collins, and that freak Rachel Levine have been funding behind closed doors. Under Fauci's leadership, taxpayers have shelled out millions for experiments that'll make your stomach turn. Hamsters pumped full of steroids to study rodent roid rage, injecting 6-month-old beagle puppies with cocaine and monkeys with methamphetamines. They even conducted bizarre research into transgender monkeys by shooting up a bunch of primates with hormones just to see what would happen. Folks, this isn't science. This is Frankenstein-level absurdity. And they try to label Trump as a Hitler? I mean, these insane experiments sound like something straight out of Nazi Germany to me. Speaking of Fauci, where is Mr. I am the science? Since Trump's landslide victory, Fauci's gone radio silent. The Daily Mail and other outlets are reporting that he's practically gone underground. They tried reaching out to the guy to get a comment on the election, but they can't find him anywhere. But can you blame him? I mean, with Matt Gaetz lined up as our next attorney general, Fauci knows the investigations are coming and coming hard.
Also got to get some information out regarding the
inappropriate actions, potentially unlawful actions of Dr. Anthony Fauci. There's an article from Daily Mail that we've just seen that discusses an investigation into the NIH under Fauci's leadership. They were conducting experiments involving coronavirus more than a year before the global outbreak of COVID-19. They were doing so with this Montana lab in concert with the Chinese.
Let's not forget, Fauci's tenure included funding controversial gain-of-function research, questionable financial dealings, and, as Senator Rand Paul pointed out, a series of conflicts of interest. Gates has already made it clear that Fauci will be spending a lot of time in depositions answering for what he's done. And Elon Musk himself has hinted at justice, posting on X, "The hammer of justice is coming."
So Fauci is the front end of the wave. I expect that Mayorkas, maybe people at the FBI and DOJ will be leaving when they learn that they have to spend all of their time answering questions from House Republicans. I think that Dr. Fauci is probably going to get a very lucrative job offer at a pharmaceutical company or a university. But here's my message to anyone who would hire Dr. Fauci. He won't be around to do the job very much because we will have him sitting for deposition after deposition to learn about the gain-of-function research, the royalty and conflict of interest issues that Senator Rand Paul was discussing, Peter Daszak, and all of the things that led to this terrible calamity, including Fauci being all over the place on this pious advice he kept giving the country. I mean, Dr. Fauci should actually retire to go be like a bad weatherman because much like a bad weatherman, he's frequently wrong and yet never in doubt.
Hey, listen, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and consider subscribing. It really would help me out with the algorithm. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out this one over here. Or you could check out this one over here. And if not, see you around the campus.